We should just start stealing Valor.
Yeah.
But like really like not believable Valor. Like we should just wear like World War II veteran hats.
That'd go hard, dude. If we ever find them at a thrift store, a Vietnam, I want a Vietnam vet thing. And
I feel like because you're able to run into a Vietnam vet that can still be like, "F you." World War II, it's like actually like 100% funny. You know what I mean?
if you get a World War one.
What about Civil War veteran?
Ooh, a Civil War. They have that.
And then it's just the Confederate flag in the middle.
We were on the other side.
We didn't like them.
Yeah, we fought on the other side.
Or just a Civil War hat, dude.
Yeah.
Like one of those fucking little like
I
little
think
hats
they make
wore.
those.
You know, no, like
like
the ones
an
they wore
actual-
in
oh.
battle. You know what I mean?
You just wore it around unironically.
You know, like Custer,
Yeah.
like his like cowboy hat with like one side for the cavalry.
Mhm.
I want one of those, dude. I just want to walk around in one of those,
Oh yeah.
and then
You would-
let no one acknowledge it.
Dude, no one would acknowledge you. They'd be like, that guy is so severely autistic.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, do
dude,
not
my
talk
nephew,
to him.
My nephew.
That's worse than a helmet, dude.
Yeah. What if it's like an army helmet though? Because that's pretty fucking autistic.
Is it 150 years old?
I have a World War II helmet at home. This guy's the man. Back to fucking one angle, one clap, two mics,
Look at us.
two
Top dogs. Two top dogs. Yeah. Woof.
You're your TD.
Well, I felt like one. I'm getting back while I'm tan, buddy.
That's what
I
makes
feel
you feel like
good.
top dog.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy 'cause
100%.
you're like,
I got a tan and I have a little mustache and some chin stubble. I'm the guy,
you're
dude.
usually like so pessimistic, and then your skin gets slightly darker, and you're like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, dude.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes, dude. Imagine for a second if I were black. How much
True.
confidence would I exude?
The more melanin, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
More melanin equals confidence. That's what it is.
At least for me, melanin.
No, I think it's look how confident the blacks
True, that's
are.
what
dude.
that is what I was alluding
Yeah.
to, but I don't want to put that out there. Mexicans also very confident.
Well, some of them.
Some of them, yeah, there are some. Do you know who's the shy ones?
Who?
The whiter ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're
'Cause
not as
back.
confident.
They're from old Europe, and they go, I can't
Uh-huh.
be confident.
Exactly.
You
See?
get a little in you, and you're like, you know what? I am the man.
All
dude.
right. Or the sun. You just have the sun on your skin. Yeah.
It's not wrong.
You know, melanin
Aztecs, jungle people.
yeah,
True
It's
Africans,
very confident.
jungle people.
super confident, dude. You know how confident you have to be to hunt with a spear?
Yeah,
We
true.
gave that shit up years ago. They're still
You ever
doing
heard
it.
of the Zulu War?
No,
Oh, you've never heard of the Zulu War?
No.
It's the British occupation of some fucking.
African country. I
Yeah.
can get
And they were just. It was in like I don't know the year, but it was like we had bullets by then and shit. But it was like most guns were like single shot at the time.
Okay, but
So, like-
they're better than spears.
Yeah, and they just kept attacking with waves and waves of spears, and they were like, I don't even know if anyone died, but they're like the old like recounting of the soldiers is like one time they almost got us, and it's like that's they
That's the closest you ever got.
just like mowed them down. Dude.
And imagine if they got their hands on us. They were so confident with those spears.
I would be scared. That's probably gotta be scarier than getting shot at.
No.
A dude charging at you with a spear.
Yeah, because all of them go down before they get to you.
True.
The
But,
gun,
like,
don't know when it's
That
over.
guy's got some balls as compared to like more
Yeah.
so than the guy that's shooting at you 200 yards away.
You have to be very confident to face. Imagine pulling up to a gunfight with a spear.
You're like,
the
"I can win
confidence
this."
on that guy. Yeah.
I can win this. Who gives a fuck?
Oh, hell yeah.
You ever see those? This is a weird little tangent. You ever see those?
Also, episode 40, Asleep on a Forklift.
Yeah. Fucking. You ever see those? I think they're cranes. They're European and like African cranes. They migrate down to Africa.
I don't really know my birds.
Okay, they're like the migratory birds. They're like geese here.
Okay.
Geese go up to Canada during the summer, and then they fly down to like Mexico during the winter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or further south, wherever the fuck they go.
They migrate.
But, yeah, they have cranes that do that in like Europe and Africa, that like land mass over there.
Uh-huh.
And like sometimes the birds that fly back from Africa, I can't remember, there's a name for it. It's like Pifflin crane or some shit, Pifflin flyfer crane or some shit. But it's like cranes that come back with arrows like shot through them that are like still alive because they survived it, but like they got shot. And there was one this year in Germany. Still goes on.
Who's Africa's hunting the birds?
Yeah, with spears still.
Wait, spears?
Well,
How big is
spears
this
and bows and
fucking
arrow.
bird?
It's a crane. You ever
Yeah,
see a
but-
crane? They're probably like that tall.
Yeah,
There's
but
an
if
arrow
you're taking
through its
out, how
fucking
small
neck.
are these people with spears then?
What do you
How's
mean?
it? How are you? You're not surviving a spear piercing you and then flying a spear across.
It just doesn't hit anything vital, and it's a fucking bird.
Yeah, but have you ever held like?
Look it up.
It's
It's
heavy.
a phenomenon. You have a phone?
I'll believe you. I'll just. All right. All right.
Pifflin something. Just look up crane that gets hit with arrow. Crane hit with arrow.
Crane that.
You're gonna be like, whoa, that's
hit
crazy, and then I'm gonna go,
with
yeah, and then we're
arrow.
gonna fucking talk some more shit.
Arrow shot crane. Who did this? Images
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Is it that bird?
Yep. That's the
You're
one
getting
I was
shot
thinking.
through the neck and flying.
Me? What are you talking about?
It's because they got that black. No, I'm just saying. Like, it's going through his throat.
Yeah. It didn't hit anything vital.
How do you not bleed out from that? You know, he made it.
He did.
Yeah, he made it. Yeah, what am I talking about?
Do you think the Africans taxidermied that fucking
No,
crane?
that's a taxidermy is a big European thing.
Yeah.
It's a white person thing.
But it is a white people thing. So they fucking
Why is that?
well, because we can do it.
Does that mean we should? I don't know. I've never looked at. Do you
Could
think
that-
it's
you
cool? Do you think taxidermy is like a
Yeah, I have an elk.
that is yours?
Yeah,
Where
I
do
mean,
you
I don't
have your
have it.
where's your elk?
It's at our fucking tire shop.
Does it have your name under it? Do you like have a
No,
plaque?
it's just random elk head.
So no
but I
one
killed it.
knows.
No, nobody
Damn.
knows.
Now they do.
Nobody knows. If I could show you my phone, I'd show you the elk that I killed. I was 10.
Look at that! Wow,
Whoa.
isn't that cool?
And a bobcat. I have a bobcat taxidermy too.
How much did that cost?
I don't know. My dad paid for it. It's back when he had a nice job.
Well, I'm still like when you walk into a house, are you impressed by taxidermy? Are you like, wow, that's a
I don't like. It's
Specimen.
nothing like. I think if I had a shit pot of money, I would do it. Like if I had a big old house, I'd be like, "This is the room full of all the shit I killed."
The trophy room.
Yeah, trophy
Yeah.
room. I like the room filled with shit I killed better than the trophy room.
It's
I'm
just
like,
a mouthful.
I'm meta.
Your meta.
Yeah, those aren't trophies. Those are fucking things I killed.
This is my murder. This is my murder
You go,
room.
why is there a bunch of black people in here?
Whoa!
Oh,
Well, oh, there's a token white.
my bad.
And you're like, no, that's actually a Mexican that's white passing.
We actually walked into the my fetish room. So sorry. My secret fetish room.
Your secret fetish is just dead black taxidermied men.
I guess so, yeah. That
Wow.
was the joke I was making there. I couldn't think of anything else.
This
So
is my
that's
fetish.
the joke we're going with.
They're like, where do you masturbate? You're like, everywhere.
In the men.
Look, if you look at the first one, he's getting whiter.
Okay.
I still have so many more to get through.
You know how like
Ugh.
you know what's weird to think about? You know
That's
how like
gross.
Darwinism, right? Like birds will have like the different beaks on the different islands of like Galapagos or like
Uh-huh.
Hawaii and shit.
Evolution?
You think like humans are like that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. More attractive people breed. You know, the whole point is to like breed, and you have to have traits. I think the traits have changed.
And those
now.
are based on like what? Because then you got to think
attraction.
about no.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I think you could take it even further back than that. It's
Like-
just like British people have fucked up teeth, right? Like that stereotype.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, did they evolve shitty teeth wise because of whatever the fuck was going on in England and like?
Yeah, inbreeding.
Could have been. Yeah,
They
I believe it.
inbred.
Is inbreeding directly resulted to fucked up teeth?
I mean, I feel like it has to have like a big. I mean, I don't know. I'm talking out my ass, but I think it would be involved in it because if you look at people that aren't closely related, they usually tend to have straighter teeth. If the blood, you know, if there's not a bunch of cousin fucking in the family,
Cousin fucking.
you know,
Huh.
like you think there's a lot of cousin
The teeth
fucking
are
in
the
your
first to
family,
go?
and you have like decent enough teeth. You know, yeah, they're not perfect.
I need to get a cavity filled too. I can
I'm
see it.
Jewish. I needed braces.
I wanted braces. My mom told me I had to pay for them.
What?
Yeah. She's like, if you want braces, you have to pay for them. And I was like, well, no.
Unfortunately,
Which was
man.
weird because like my sister, she just got my sister braces. I think my sister's mouth is pretty fucked up, but she just got my sister that shit. And then for me, but then like my sister,
Because
and my
girls
brother,
have to be pretty to get married.
True. I just have to be the man.
Yeah, you have to be the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All right.
studied, man.
Sorry.
That's all.
Sorry.
Whatever. You cut me off. But
I thought it was a good interruption.
what else is there to talk about?
What else? Well, we were apart from each other for 10 days. I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a minute.
What have you been up to? It was your birthday. How was that? Come on, there's so
I
much
did
to
a show
discuss.
Semi-bombed at.
Oh, true. And I was even a witness to that. So we have that to talk about.
What?
Let's start somewhere though. What did you do this week?
What are you talking about?
I'm feeling like we have the.
What did you say? You said you were a witness to it? What?
Yeah, I was there for one of them.
One of what?
One instance of you doing the feature spot. Because
Oh,
you had the
no,
guest
I'm not
spot.
even talking about that.
Oh, what are you talking about? What,
I did a
it's your
show on my. Well, you asked how my birthday
Oh
was.
yeah, and you had the birthday show. Yeah,
Are you okay?
I'm a little high.
What's fucking wrong with you?
I'm a little
dude?
high. I haven't smoked in 10 days.
Your brain's going like a fucking ping pong game of fucking
I'm a
pong.
little jumbled. Yeah, I'm bouncing around. But I have good energy. Look at this. You're dismissing. You got
Well,
negative
it's like
energy.
it's cool that you
You're
have
trying
great
to
energy,
cloud
but like
over
you
my
can't
good
even
energy.
fucking like give like just because you have a response. Like if I was like, "Ja, men what? Tiba,
That'd be great.
shut the boomsing.
What do we-
Das wollte ich aber was wie. Nein, don't haben.
You're going German?
See, it doesn't fucking matter.
All right.
Just because my energy was good,
No, fine.
You couldn't understand
Let's do
me,
it your
dude.
way.
I'm not saying be like me. I'm just saying fucking.
I'm trying to.
Can you listen?
Okay, I'm
Can you
listening.
be an
I'm locked
active
in.
listener?
I am. Well, I
Hey,
haven't
dude,
been.
can you shut
because
your
I've
fucking
got
mouth and
energy.
study for a second? Can you do that? Can you study me for a second? Fucking.
It's hard to take you seriously with the sunglasses on. Like I can't see your eyes.
Oh.
I can't lock into anything
Okay.
right now.
Here, my bad.
I'm staring at a figure, you know.
A figure?
And really, what's even worse is I have the reflection of me is in your glasses.
And you're just like, I want to look at myself.
exactly.
Oh
I'm
my
tan,
God.
dude. I'm tan, and I have a mustache.
You can't
and this
even-
cool new tattoo. What are you talking about,
Dude, you
I
haven't
hit this
washed
at
it
the
off?
open mic. No, dude. Look at fucking sick, dude. That's my
A
Mexican
temporary tattoo that I found on the outside floor of Gracie's.
God, I'd be a problem with any tattoo, like a real one.
You just show it all the time.
And I'd be like, God, sorry, I have to have my sleeve up. It's hot in here, but only on my left side.
You need to scrub that off with a washcloth.
I don't think I will.
You use a washcloth?
No,
No, I don't.
I have
know.
nothing. I know. The other day, the lady was trying to get me to use a loofah. I was like, "That's
Where?
here,"
What lady?
because she said I looked homeless when I got
oh,
back.
okay. I see what you're saying. The lady.
Yeah, come on.
Your lady.
No,
That's it's my lady.
yeah, it's your lady.
That's what I'm saying. So you have to say your lady, not the lady.
I don't think. No, it's
I
the
say my lady.
There's no other the ladies.
Well, I didn't. Well, you've been gone for 10 fucking days. I don't know if there's.
Oh, if I have one,
You were
in the
referring
bag?
to that Mexican chick from the airport as the lady for a few things.
Well, no, I said I struck out pretty hard, or not pretty hard. I got told I was trying to flirt with this chick at the resort, and she was like, "I would." It's a Mexican girl. She's like, "I would, but I don't know you that long. If you were here like 2 more days, maybe." And I was like, at the end of it, I'm gonna leave anyways.
Yeah.
Like I'm not hanging around. I don't know why.
She's not a whore unless you're there for 12 days.
I know. No, 5 days.
Oh.
Yeah, because she got there in the last 3 days. The only other girl.
You just talked to this lady like the whole time?
No, not really. I would like make passing, like slowly over time, over the 3 days. By the 3rd day, we were having conversations at moonlight under the stars.
She's like,
But
what I
day
really
one-
want is just a life for my kids.
Yeah, exactly, kind of.
That's disgusting.
That's actually not true at all. She lived in the States for a while.
Where?
She's college educated
Oh,
from
yeah.
a Mexican school, but then she went and lived in Boston and then lived in Phoenix for a while.
Yeah, I
then
bet.
moved back.
I bet she got fucking deported.
Oh, I didn't even put that together at all.
That's what I would think immediately.
Oh, yeah,
You're
we're
not in
different
America
people.
anymore?
I was like, man, she is hot, huh?
White Mexican or like squatty Aztec Mexican?
I mean, I don't really know my Mexicans like that,
How-
but
what
she
did
was
her skin
fair
look like?
skin. Yeah, she was fair
And
skin.
then what was like her
but still
height and like
shorter than
body
me.
structure?
shorter than me, so pretty short.
Huh.
Fat old butt.
Huh.
That's what drew me to her.
Maybe there's some fat ass on the Spanish side. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but
I don't know my Spanish is that well. But
I don't know
I
any
bet
of
there
it
is.
that well.
I bet there is.
she's cute, but nothing ended up happening, which was sad. So I went to
should've
bed
just-
and got bit by bugs.
Went to bed and got bit by bugs.
Yeah.
Instead of a little Mexican girl.
Uh-huh.
What
I
is
had a
she-
whole thing set up because my uncle left the night before, so we still had his room, and the guy liked us a lot, so he's like, you guys can have that room. And I was like, guys, I fucking call it. I call it because we're on the 3rd night. I can do this. They were like, fuck you, Fred.
Why didn't she want to?
Because she did, because I wasn't there. We didn't know each other for 2 more days.
What did you say? Were you like, I want to have sex with
I
you
didn't
now.
push it. I was tired. It was 10 o'clock.
It's
I'd
Mexico,
surfed
dude.
3
You should
times that
fucking-
day. I was done.
Can you
I'd given it a valiant effort.
if you the lady in Mexico, what's
No, I don't ever. What's the punishment?
like
I mean, it's going to cost you
legality-wise?
probably like 300 pesos, and then you just
Yeah, but
find the
like-
right cop.
But like if a lady, see, I don't know how this works. This is not me saying to do it, but just so we're clear.
Yeah,
I'm just
don't
saying,
don't. Hey, asleep on a forklift. No,
Anti
no,
that.
no.
we're against it. But I'm just saying, like it's okay. How about murder? We'll change it to that. If you murdered this lady,
Yeah, that's better.
that's but that's more serious.
yeah.
It is.
We can talk about that.
It is more serious, but
All right, so if you kill someone in Mexico, not this lady specifically.
oh, okay. Here, let's change
But
the old
anybody.
topic real quick.
Okay, yeah, please. I wanted to switch.
I was talking
a while
about this
ago.
with. God damn it! I was talking about this with a lady the other day.
See, you say the lady.
Dude, what
you
was
say
that?
the. Pick my foot up to move it because it's itchy, and I slammed on the table. It's just a noise. You also said the lady.
I know.
We always say the lady.
I know. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're right. What?
I'm sorry,
No
dude.
one
I
can
saw
build
it.
momentum on this show, dude.
All right, I'm sorry. You were talking about something though, with the lady. You were talking to the lady about something. I'm bringing us back.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was now. What was it? It was oh, okay, I got it now. I was talking to her about let me get your opinion. Let's say you finally find a lady you're with, wife, whatever, all right?
Yes.
She goes into childbirth, and then the doctor comes out. This is real long down the line.
Okay.
You got a lady, marry her, fucking get her pregnant. You're at the hospital, and the doctor comes out and is like, I can only save either your wife or the child.
Child.
That's what I said.
That's obvious.
She got pissed.
Dude, so she would save herself?
Yeah, that's
if
what
she was
said.
given the choice.
I know. I was like, that's just like selfish.
I mean, okay, so it's one thing if it's like, actually, I can see that, like, we can try again, you know? Like, you can try. I guess the initial reaction
The
is
kid
child.
can't try again. It's only got that.
I know. I think I'd have a discussion.
No, there's no discussion. It's you. It's up to you. Like, she's incapacitated.
But oh, dude, that would be so challenging.
Yeah,
I don't know. My
It's a
initial
moral
thing
dilemma.
is, it's kid, but then it's like, we could try again. Like, we could have another kid.
Could.
This one's not.
You could, yeah, 100%. But that kid is dead.
Yeah. I think I'm rejecting. I think I would save the lady and then maybe, but I don't know. It's
I'd save
tough.
the kid.
It's
She got
hard.
to live. She got to live however long. That's
Problem
your
is,
life.
are we like planning to have this fucker? Like we want to have, like, 'cause
Yeah,
if it's
yeah,
like an
yeah,
unplanned
yeah.
pregnancy,
Yes,
like
yes,
I'm
yes,
like
yes.
definitely at
You
that
all-
point.
Everybody
like,
wants the baby.
and like we've been trying for a while. It hasn't
Sure,
worked.
yes. Yeah.
We didn't do IVF because IVF I think it doesn't feel as real, you know. So I'd still want my wife. But if it was like,
You came in her. That's the difference.
yeah, it's not my kid.
Well, why
dude.
does that make any difference?
I didn't inseminate that bitch. That
You
wasn't. I
kinda
mean,
did.
it's me, but it's not me. You know, like it's kind of like So if it's like having sex with a condom, coming in the pussy, that's like on the other side of that. IVF is the other side of wearing a condom.
Yeah, but
and
you
this is the sweet spot.
It's still you.
Yeah. Sometimes the condom breaks.
What
You
if-
still had to wear the
What
condom.
if it
It's
was
not-
save? Well, this is just the trolley experiment at this point. But what if it was save your wife, or they kill a random orphan child?
save my wife. An orphan child? They're gonna be a drug addict like when they grow. Like, what are they gonna do in the society? You know.
I don't know, man.
I'm just kidding. They're probably.
You
great.
really screwed that over. You know.
I'm sorry. What did you want me to say on that? On the wife getting murdered?
I wanted you to have a backbone there and stick up for the child.
I know, but you know what really happened is I was like, I have to be pro-choice here. You know, because down the line, because I don't want. Can we talk about something else?
If you want to.
Are we
Okay.
talking?
It's not.
So what'd you
it's
do
not
to-
abortion. It has nothing to do with abortion.
I know, I get that, but like
really
it kind
doesn't.
of feels like. I don't know. I think I'd do
It's
the wife.
different. You want the baby. In abortion, you go, I don't want the baby.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
So
know.
then we could admit it's a life at that point. If we want the baby, it's a life.
Yeah,
Because now, thank God that it's convenient for us. Now it's a life.
exactly.
If it's not convenient for me, that fucker is just a clump of cells. But
Also, if you're going that far though, I think there's, like, you've put a lot of like heart and soul into it already.
yeah,
You know,
And
it's
cum.
fed off some energy.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's
But
eaten plenty of
at the
your
same
meals.
time, it's just a clump of cells, Fred. It's just a clump of cells that could live and breathe on its own outside of the womb. If you give it the say.
At that point,
or it's your
if
wife.
You, like, keep the baby.
But at that point, your wife's just a clump of cells.
True. And you got to pick one. Which one do you save?
We're all just clumps of cells.
And beneath that,
my big old hard dong, dude. My dong's just a big old clump of cells.
Your cock is hidden inside.
When a lady doesn't want to fuck me, I go, come on, it's just a clump of cells.
You ever eaten a cucumber before? Same thing.
Yeah. When a real pro-abortion girl's like, no, I don't want to have sex with you. You know what I do?
Oh my God. You murder her.
Uh-huh. I come inside.
Hey, what did you do this weekend?
And then I make her get an
what did
abortion.
No.
You know what? Hear me out on this one.
Okay.
You might just have to end up cutting all this, but all right. If a lady's real pro-abortion, like, you know, the ones that are like the ones that are like half fucking, they're like, you can kill it until it comes out of your pussy. Those kind that are just like, I do it because I like killing babies, like legitimately.
I don't think that.
Some people say that shit.
All right,
exactly.
let's say that person is out there in the world.
Yeah.
What do you do with those? What would you do to that person?
Well, can they really get too mad at you if you? You know what I mean?
Because but you'd also have to knock them up for any of it to.
I'm coming in.
If I'm coming.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Your pull-out game's still strong.
How do you deal with that one, liberals? You want to, let's just, because we know that's gotten cut, right?
Yeah, but I think we can go in on some of that at the end. Let's just keep moving. I'll figure out when we cut.
I think we need to both be aware prior to it, and then we can just be like, hey, we're back. And then it's like a little bit more seamless than just like random shit being cut out.
Who's really paying any attention? I can put like a little song and then I can cut back
450 people,
You don't
apparently.
think people can understand when a cut happens?
We could also just do it, and then there's nothing, which is like, hey, we're back, you know?
Perfect.
Are you ready?
Oh,
we're back.
Wow.
We talked about some crazy shit that you guys
insane,
will never get to hear.
Yeah.
Fred spit his beer out. It was so funny, but it's also taboo, and we can't talk about it.
No. And we're going to move on to something.
And by taboo, I mean... Go.
Well, no, I'm trying to talk.
You're trying to
So you had a birthday show. You had a birthday show. You did a birthday thing. How did it go?
The birthday show?
Yeah, you said it wasn't.
It was at Il Bosco. But
yeah.
It was... I don't know. I was just being worse on myself than it was. It wasn't anything great, but...
Okay, then what did you do before? Like, what did you do for your birthday?
Oh, me and the lady went out and ate at a nice restaurant. And she got all mad at him because... it's like they're affiliated with her work, you know? And, like, she always helps them out when the managers of there go to her workplace. Like, she'll get them free shit. And, she'll get them free shit and good seats, you know what I mean? And then she went over there, had to pay the whole thing, and then she thought the service was shitty and the food was, like, eh. But I was just like, it wasn't like, I wasn't going to blow smoke up her ass. I wasn't going to be like, that was the best birthday I've ever had. Because, like, I have 5-year-old memories of being like, this is the shit. So I can't, like... trump those, but like I was like, it was above par dinner. Like, it was a great dinner, it was a good dinner, but it wasn't like anything amazing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I really appreciated someone doing something for me, but like I wasn't gonna be like if it was that good, I don't know, that I just think like honesty in that sense gets you to like, I don't know, actually knowing someone better that way. Because if I were to like just be like, that was amazing, oh my god, you're the best, then I have to act that way every fucking birthday.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that because I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to be like, that was good. I enjoyed it. And
you
then
set the bar low. You can't set the bar low enough, really.
Well, if I was like, that was shitty, fucking, I hate myself.
Yeah, that'd be mean.
But like, I was being honest.
Yeah.
I was being honest, but I was like, it was all right. Well, it was good. It was a good dinner. I enjoyed it. Thank you for taking me. And then I went and did a show, and then we went and watched a movie.
That's nice.
Yeah, I had a good.
That's a decent ass day.
It wasn't like a fucking top.
Yeah, nothing
5
insane
birthdays
happened.
Ever. But it was good. Nice. I had a good day.
What movie?
What's that one where all the people fucking die in crazy ways?
Oh, you watched her movie?
Yep. There wasn't any other ones on.
That kind of fucking...
Yeah.
All right.
That's why it wasn't I enjoyed the movie, like, kind of.
Damn.
But it wasn't like a movie. And I haven't seen a movie in a while that I've been like, I need to see this movie. You know what I mean? Like, nothing's came out to where I've been like, no way, they made that a movie? We gotta watch that.
It's just funny that.
But I just love the theater, dude. I fucking love the theater.
Being there is nice. I want to really see the Friendship movie.
That's what I wanted to see, but it wasn't at. We just walked to the AMC down here, and it wasn't there.
That sucks.
You know how close the AMC is?
I know. I've seen it. I've never walked there once. You know, fucking Max drives
to the AMC.
Yeah. I'm like, why don't you walk? I'd walk now. It's 100 degrees outside, which sucks. But I'd still walk.
We went last week, and we just went at night. Oh, that was funny. On our walk back, we saw these people just fucking in like a tiny little like old Toyota Tacoma just arguing there. So like the engine was low enough to where you could hear into the cab when they were walking, like driving by as we were walking. Mm-hmm. And the dude was like, "You fucking bitch, you never touch me." And then they just like slammed on the brakes like right in front of us, like a half block away. And we're like the only ones out there. It's us and the fucking those people. And like the lady gets out and she goes to like one of those scooters and like starts like doing stuff on it. And we're like, "Oh shit." Like, and then the guy got out of his car too. And then just started grabbing the scooters and putting them in the back of his truck. Like, all
power move.
Yeah. But, well, it was a power move because he was charging them. That's so. Oh. They were both, like, picking up the scooters to charge them. And they were just in a fucking fight. But it was crazy because, like, it was a short, fat, like, ugly-looking dude. Like, a nasty-looking Mexican guy. With this, like, not beautiful, but, like, not, like,
she
was like, all
right.
League. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Like, yeah.
And they were just, I just thought it was funny because he was like, "You don't even fucking touch me anymore." And then she like got out, slammed the door. They started loading up scooters.
Well, if he's a gross looking little dude and she's like way out of his, maybe she's finally like, I got with this man because he's like was so successful and now we're fucking charging scooters.
Who knows?
In the back of his shitty car. Of course I'm not touching you. Buy me rings.
Is that what women want, is rings and diamonds and stones?
They always seem happy about it in the movies and TV shows.
You think they care if it's like a, you know, like real diamond, like a mine diamond versus like a, really? Why?
Because it costs more.
Yeah, but like.
Because you paid more for it.
Those people die for those diamonds.
Yeah.
Like that's a given.
Blood diamonds.
Like they're all blood diamonds.
We all know there are so many documentaries.
Yeah.
It still costs more.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Do you know
like,
how much a human life costs?
Yeah, I guess whatever a ring is.
Way more than a fake one.
Are you gonna get a lady?
At some point, I'd hope so, but not soon.
Nah, you're gonna get a man.
I'm not.
Because you're a little gay boy.
Dude, I'm tan. The tan makes me look super straight. And the mustache.
The tan and the mustache?
And my sick ass fucking tattoo.
The temporary tattoo, the shitty like mustache, and the tan make you look like a man.
Also, look at this. I got cut up. I'm hardened, dude. I got scabs, motherfucker.
Wow.
And bug bites.
Real
I'm
men
all
have
bit up by
scabs and
bugs.
bug bites.
Yeah, scabs, bug bites, and cool mustaches. And
I had a cool mustache, and then everyone called me gay for having it, so I cut the fucker off.
I like the mustache more. I gotta be. You could care less. All right, but we're doing a thing where we talk to each other. So.
Well, like I just don't care. It's just, you know what I like? Not having my fucking. You know why I like shaving so much is because when I'm lying next to the lady, for whatever reason, when I have like little pricklies, they fucking like not magnetize, but maybe it is. I don't know what it is. Like static electricity. And like if we're spooning, her fucking hair just sticks to my face, and it's so fucking itchy.
It's like Velcro. You sure it's the hair on her head?
Hey, come on. She's got a hairy back, guys. Oh, yeah. Remember how I delivered that one the other day?
Yeah. Yeah, you just stopped? Dude, when you were featuring at a fucking... Fun. That was hilarious.
That's like the most fun I've had in a set in a long time. I also like said some shit I probably shouldn't have on stage.
It was insane. I enjoyed it. That's the most I've laughed at one of your sets in a long time.
I hit one earlier in the weekend, too, where I was like...
You guys don't fucking
Some guy
matter.
was being really loud, and I was like, oh, you know what I do? Like, who in here was raised by conservative parents? Mm-hmm. And it was this guy that had been talking the whole fucking show, and he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, no shit. The guy that was raised by conservative parents doesn't know when to shut up. And I was like, crazy. You're making a lot of noise during the show. It's crazy you weren't raised by black people.
No.
Nothing. Got nothing.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Late show at HOC.
Yeah. That's funny as fuck. No, but yeah, you didn't finish the joke. You just said, fuck you, that's where we're going to end it.
Yeah. And then for the hairy lady joke, I was like, I said it, and no one laughed, and I was like, yep, that's the punchline. That's the end of the joke right there.
I know, and then they laughed at something that was a setup, and you were like, oh, that's the setup. Maybe that's the joke that you just stopped doing. Whatever you did after that. Because they laughed at a setup, and you remembered the punchline thing, and you went, oh, we're going to fucking laugh at that.
It's like they were the worst type of good crowd you could have.
Yeah. But they wanted to laugh really, really bad, and they
Yeah.
wanted to be involved, but they were really dumb.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
that's what it was.
really dumb.
Anytime you got into like a bit that was longer than like a minute, they were like, and then some fucking college bitch in the back would be like, Ratatouille, and you're
Oh.
like, shut up.
Oh, that,
You weren't in
that
there
dumb
for
college
that.
bit. No, I wasn't. But I saw the dumb college bit afterwards talking to the headliner, and she was like, "Are you one of those comics that think women aren't funny?"
I would have been there like, yeah, were you the one that yelled that shit out? Because that wasn't funny.
Remember when I said that on stage?
Were you in there for that?
No, I got the end when you danced, when you did a Ratatouille
I was
dance.
making fun of her.
And that, yeah, but that ripped.
Yeah, because she was being a fucking dumb bitch, dude.
Yeah.
She yelled out from the back, I'm doing this rat joke. I'm doing this joke about rats that get tickled, and then it goes into like a fucking Fantasyland type of bit at the end. But I was getting into
You just
that
need an
part.
imagination.
You need an imagination. You can't be too much of a conservative fucking
Yeah.
asshole. But no one was laughing at it because their fucking brains are shriveled up from watching Fox News too much. And they were some college age chick in the back just yells out like Ratatouille, and I just stopped and I was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Did you just say it's like Ratatouille? How about it's like shut the fuck up? How about that's what it's like? Just shut the fuck up. How about that? And that got a good laugh. And then there was this lady that tore her bicep in the front row. Did you watch Zayd's set?
Yeah.
Our
I
buddy
saw the-
Zayd went on before me, and he was talking to this lady with like in a cast or like in a sling. And he's like, "What'd you do to your arm?" Because he was trying to relate to her because he broke his wrist. He's a skater. And
She did not want to give it up either.
no, she was like mean back to him. She's like, I tore my bicep punching somebody that looked like you, which is a crazy thing to say.
Uh-huh.
And
She didn't know he was Arab yet.
I
and
brought
he's
that back
bypassing.
because I did all that shit, and I was like, hey, do you want to tear your other bicep and go punch this bitch in the head and the back for me real quick? Also got a laugh.
Good old callback.
I think I might have even said that on stage. I was like, that's a callback. You fucking
Probably did, dude. You
Yeah.
were being meta as hell up there.
I was meta man that night.
Uh-huh.
I was so meta. I was like, I don't even want to do my fucking jokes.
Nope.
Which crazy is like I had probably the best like straight up just jokes. Well, no, I did include one riff during the set that I thought was really well, and it didn't end anything, but they still laughed because this Vietnam veteran dude, I can't remember what joke it was, but he was like, only guy to be like just pounding on his table, and then I was like, I got the Vietnam veteran, and then I was like, I remembered this story just on stage. I remember this story of my ex grandfather. Yeah, my grandmother married this guy and then divorced him, so it's my ex grandfather, right?
Oh, like, so no real relation. This is after everybody's out of the house and...
Well, he was
Oh,
like my
okay.
grandfather from when I was like 10 to 15 or something like that, or
Yeah.
maybe a little bit longer. We went camping with him in northern New Mexico, and he had fought in the Vietnam War, and he would like fucking tell you some shit. Who knows if he was lying or not? I don't know, but I respect him either way. But he would say some crazy shit. And then one day we were camping up in northern New Mexico, and we're just like tossing. It's like one of those communal campgrounds, like where you can camp really close to people. It's like the only
Okay.
time I've ever done that. But some people from across the way came over, and they were like Chinese or something, and they're like, "Oh, can we borrow firewood?" And he was like, "No."
No.
And they didn't understand it because they didn't speak English, and they're like, "Oh, can we borrow firewood?" And he's like, "You goddamn cheeky bastard! You can't have any firewood. I'll give you lead though. I'll give you fucking lead."
Holy shit.
And I got on stage. I thought about this because the Vietnam veteran was dying, and then I start to get into the story, and I was like, I can't do any of this because I'm
Yeah.
not going to do the Asian accent, and that's what I thought was funny about it because he was like, "Can I borrow firewood?" And he asked it like 4 fucking times. So I got into it, and I was like, this guy came over, and he was like, "Can I borrow firewood?" Because I'm not going to do the accent, which got a little bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
And then he said no, and then a slur. And then that kind of got a laugh. And then I was like, going into that, I didn't really know I couldn't say like most of it,
Yeah, that's meta.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, I had like a
Good
good
laugh.
7-minute set there. I probably ran by some time too, but I had a good 7-minute set then. And then a terrible one that night.
The Late Show?
Late Show's ass. That's the one where the guy was like, where I said the black thing. Because I was
Yeah.
like, I'm fucking the man.
God
dude.
damn, I'm so fucking
I got a guest
hysterical.
spot at Mic Drop because of it from the feature. She's headlining Mic Drop in beginning of June.
Nice.
She's like, come do a guest spot. She's like, this kind of made me. I thought it was funny. It was also kind of fucked up, and I like the guy. But Nick Ryback did the guest spot on that show, on the second day show, and she was like, I told Nick he could have the guest spot, but you're way funnier than him, so you can have it. I was like, cool.
Cha-ching.
And I was a little drunk, and I was like, yeah, the thing about Mic Drop is they really don't like my kind of comedy. Didn't talk to this lady all weekend, and then like the one time I talked to her, I was like, I'm not that conservative, and then I was like, but you know, fucking Mic Drop doesn't fuck with me because I'm just a conservative fucking whatever comic. And then she's like, that's kind of like how my politics are, so a lot of my jokes are that way. And I was like, oh. And then some people came up and talked to her, and I was like, all right, I'm getting out of here.
I'm leaving.
But
because you bombed on the second one. Didn't nobody want to talk to you?
No one talked to me all fucking week. Oh, one guy talked to me.
That's not true, dude.
The feature weekend. Yeah, the feature day, rather.
Yeah.
Because she left, so I replaced her. And then I featured, so I ran a 25 on Sunday.
You got yapped at for like 30 minutes. Missed the entire hang.
Yeah, Marine guy.
Yeah.
That guy was a good hang, dude. You guys should have fucking talked to him. He was interesting. He liked to fucking talk, but he had, if you extrapolated some stuff out of him, it was fun to talk to him because he was saying some wild shit.
Yeah. He's going in.
He kept telling Reese, he kept talking to Reese in Spanish, which I thought was hilarious. Just some old white guy, Spanish. Rich white guy that was like, hasta mañana, sir. And then Reese was like, ah, hell yeah. And just like walked away.
Doesn't speak any Spanish.
But no, it was a weird little
time.
That guy wanted to fucking chirp during my set too.
They all do. You got something about you.
Well, you know what the other thing is like when I've noticed when I address people talking to me, it opens the floodgates, man. Then everyone's like, I can talk right now too. He's having a good time doing this.
Yeah.
And then I have to be like, what the fuck did you say?
All right, guys, I don't like doing this.
But I kind of do.
It is fun.
If they fuck with it. If it's in like a malicious whatever way and you bomb too many times in a row doing crowd work, it's not fun. But
when you're ripping, you're ripping.
Yeah.
And when anything you say works, I feel like it's more fun to not do jokes.
That wasn't that set. Not everything I was saying was working, but
no,
majority of it was.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it was getting good shit. Got a little AB.
AB?
Antonio Brown. No, applause break.
Oh, yes. You're the man.
I know.
I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
How do you
I know what to tell me. You already said it.
You're the man.
Yeah. And we leave it at that. The man part 2, dude.
The man part 2. I don't think it was called The Man, was it?
Who gives a fuck what it was called? This is called The Man Part 2. That's what this episode's called. But there's need to be a part 1.
Dope.
No one cares, like you said.
No one gives a fuck, dude.
You're just like a crane with an arrow through its neck flying back to Europe.
I survived.
You survived, yeah.
Yeah. I survived the night with the man.
You know what's funny? Is in elementary school, my elementary school got flooded. And we had to like go to a different school there for a little while. In another part of Winslow. But when we got back, the school was selling T-shirts that was like, I survived the Washington school flood. And like our logo was the Wildcats, but there was a bunch of ducks on surfboards on the T-shirts. Dude, I wish I had one, dude. If I can source I survived the flood of... Who would have one? Miss Milligan would have one. I know you don't watch this, Miss Milligan, but...
That's... Ducks? Surfing ducks?
They
can't even paddle in. That's silly, dude.
Yeah,
a lynx could paddle in. How?
With their little feet, dude.
So you're going to paddle in and then somehow also jump up with your legs to get onto a surf?
They'll fucking... And they can get a good... Like, if they can push the fucking air, they can push the water with their fucking... With their wings, you know?
No, you can't, like...
Think about it. They can propel their body weight.
So you're telling me they're surfing, they're catching the wave sitting down?
What do you mean?
Like, you just think about... They have
to
lay on their... Okay.
Yeah, they're laying on the board.
So they're using their wings?
Yeah. Isn't that what you use for surfing?
Up. Yeah.
Yeah, your favorite movie is all about bird
surfing.
Out
quick, dude.
All about bird surfing. There's a chicken.
They're different. They walk different. They don't have the chest. Their chest is like more layable, you know? They're swimmers,
do penguins be swimming like that?
Penguins be swimming all the time.
What do they use? What do they use?
They're using their feet.
They use their arms?
That's why their feet are webbed, dude. They're horrible on land because of them feet.
Well, they don't have to be good on land.
They're like
There's
flippers.
No predators.
Have you ever swam with flippers or swam with...
Yeah.
There are definitely predators on land.
I'm flipped up every time I go in the water.
You only ever wear flippers?
Yeah, dude.
Wait, guys, I have to put on my flippers.
It's
You have
'cause
the community
I'm a Navy
pool?
SEAL, dude.
Oh, you're a Navy SEAL?
I go underwater with a fucking closed circuit scuba machine, whatever the fuck they're called.
Damn. That's hard, dude. And flippers.
You ever
And once you're
swam
in,
closed circuit?
The Marines, the Navy SEAls are for life, so.
Well, once a SEAL, always a SEAL.
Yeah.
We should just start stealing Valor,
Yeah.
but like really like not believable Valor. Like we should just wear like World War II veteran hats.
That'd go hard, dude. If we ever find them at a thrift store, a Vietnam, I want a Vietnam vet thing. And
I feel like because you're able to run into a Vietnam vet that can still be like, "Fuck you." World War II, it's like actually like 100% funny. You know what I mean?
if you get a World War one.
What about Civil War? Civil War veteran.
Ooh, a Civil War. They have that.
And then it's just the Confederate
Custom
flag in the middle.
We were on the other side.
We didn't like them.
Yeah, we found the other side.
Or just a Civil War hat, dude.
Yeah.
Like one of those fucking little like
I
little
think they
hats
make
they wore.
those.
You know, no, like
like
the ones
an
they wore
actual-
in
oh.
battle. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You just wore it around unironically.
You know, like Custer,
Yeah.
like his like cowboy hat with like one side for the cavalry.
Mhm.
I want one of those, dude. I just want to walk around in one of those,
Oh yeah.
and then
You would-
let no one acknowledge it.
dude, no one would acknowledge you. They'd be like, that guy is so severely autistic.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, do
dude,
not
my
talk
nephew-
to him.
my nephew-
That's worse than a helmet, dude.
Yeah. What if it's like an army helmet though? Because that's pretty fucking autistic.
Is it fucking 150 years old?
I have a World War II helmet at home.
Yeah, and imagine if you just wore that around. And that's not that old.
My nephew, when he was like 8 or 9, he would just wear a Confederate like war garb around
Out?
all the time. Yeah, it's like I'm a Confederate soldier fighting for the freedom, man. I love.
I'm
What's
a
that?
freedom fighter.
What's that Mel Gibson movie? You've never seen that movie? It's fucking. I can't even think of the name, but it's the one where he's a fucking.
Oh, you know, I know it. Yeah. He's got the freaking
What's it called?
the ponytail thing. Yeah,
and he
yeah.
hatchets like a bunch
Uh-huh,
of British
yeah,
soldiers.
No, I have
cool
seen
as
this
fuck.
movie. Okay.
What's
but
it
I
called?
I don't
What
know
is that
it's
called? Aim small, miss small, boys.
What's it called? Drop it in the comments.
What is it
that
called?
movie called? We're not gonna look
It's
it
not
up.
Braveheart because that's the one in
Engagement.
Scotland.
Yeah. Also ponytail. Mel Gibson fucks with the ponytail.
He also hates the Jews.
Don't worry about it, guys. We're gonna get there eventually. Every episode.
You ever hear the shit he got in trouble for?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's so
It's so funny
it's pretty funny.
because
but
it's
also-
like a voicemail he left on his like ex-wife
Yeah.
or ex-girlfriend's fucking.
Uh-huh. It's not. He's
What a
yelling.
bitch to, like-
He's yelling about to put him out there.
That's like if the lady breaks up with me, dude. She just there's no like voicemail. It's hours of incriminating fucking data
Yeah.
for me. It's just a podcast.
Word of
link.
mouth. Word of mouth.
Yeah, get the podcast right.
Yeah.
You want to cancel me?
forever.
Get this podcast out.
Yeah. We didn't do it
If
last
you want to
week.
cancel me, if you think my fucking show is an all boys show and you want me to be fucking ruined, then they're coming after us. Fred.
I'm not with him. You know, I don't have anything to do with that process.
You're part. I mean, but they're still saying your name.
I know. I'm grouped in. I'm grouped in with everything.
Well, are you riding with me or not? Because that's like the ramifications.
True.
of
I'm riding with
me.
you. I'm here, aren't I?
So are you gonna bat down the allegations with me too?
I just don't like that they think that I have. The problem is they think I have more power than I have.
Yeah, you have no power.
Yeah, I have no power.
But you're part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody thinks I'm.
you're there every time.
See, I know. That's because I do dirty work and I go, please. I don't actually do that. I don't
I just
wanna-
go. You're
yeah,
on the next one. You're
gross.
hosting. You're gonna take the bullet.
And I go, yeah, perfect. The best. And then I
love
bomb
this.
and I do a backflip.
Yeah.
And I go, wow, the energy saved, guys.
Dude,
Remember
if there's
that?
a bunch of people there this time, you got to do the backflip again.
I'm going to have good energy.
Can I like?
Dude, I got a tan.
Can I call you
I'm
out to
confident.
do a backflip?
I have a mustache during your set.
If I have a joke
If you
that
can
bombs,
find, if you can
if I have a
find,
joke that bombs, can you come up on stage
yeah,
and do
dude,
a
that would
backflip?
actually be funny.
Okay.
There's context for that. And if it goes good, actually, it's a backflip. Of course it'll go. Yeah, I did a backflip in Mexico.
No way.
That was pretty sick. Had to
You
be
did a
like,
backflip near the equator.
oh, dude, it was so dumb.
What part of Mexico were you in?
I was in Cabo.
That's
for
on
like
the
45 minutes.
like the
Yeah.
Californian Peninsula or whatever it's called, Baja
yeah,
California Peninsula.
the California Peninsula is at the very bottom.
They should just make that the Gulf of Mexico. The one that's in
Right?
between.
It's called California. I said this because they had a little world thing, and that's the first time I saw that it was called the Gulf of California, and I was like, that's an insane name.
Well, it used to be Spanish wise. It was all kind of connected then.
True, but like
you know what's
change
crazy?
the name.
When Mexicans get all mad at Americans, and it's like they do.
Just stop it there.
Really, it is. It is wild.
It is wild.
Y'all come here for a reason.
Dude, I win. It's you guys aren't doing great.
No, they aren't. But
What's funny?
it's crazy when they get mad at us, and it's like, especially for like because I've been doing a lot of Mexican American War research lately.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, yeah, it's a very intriguing.
Yeah,
war.
we're all there.
It's a war that it barely predates the Civil War. So
No, I've seen a video. I've sat there and we watched a video together
the
about
Mexican American War is riveting, dude.
it. Yeah.
Because
Isn't
you
it?
really, well, it is. Yeah, you have the whole like Texas annexation and like Texas becoming a free state there for a while, and then Texas fighting off the Mexicans, but also the Comanche at the same time, and then the Texans teaming up with the Comanches to be like, "Hey, go fuck up the Mexicans for us," and they're like, "All right," and I don't know, it's just it's a crazy little war.
Yeah, it's history.
And then you get old America involved, and you know what pisses me off? No Mexican American War battles in Arizona.
Didn't we? Well, they'd already relinquished. They'd been beat. They'd been beaten.
What do you mean?
They gave it up, right? Like, didn't they give up Arizona, New Mexico, and California pretty quick? Like, it wasn't as big of a fight as Texas. Because after Texas, they were like,
was a
"We
bigger
can't
fight,
win."
but it was like more of an amassment of troops. Well, Texas was in such a bad like revolutionary state prior to that because it was like revolutions every. I mean, they're still kind of like that way right now if you look at it from like an introspective lens with the cartels and like everything else. But like their government wasn't able to like centralize around anything because they'd be like, this guy's a fucking traitor, let's kill him, and then they'd reinstate some fucking dude that led the revolution before him and put that guy in. But they had been in,
And then they were like, "No one can govern us. Who do you think you are? Where do you get off?"
so they couldn't like raise an army to go fucking beat anybody, you know. But the like places they did have, there was big battles in Texas and kind of big battles in California. But it's just, it pisses me off. I was like hoping there was going to be a few battles in Arizona, and then none of them were.
So why do you hate
You know
it?
they pushed them all the way back to Mexico City. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that.
All the way back to Mexico City. There was a bunch of
Damn.
people in Congress that were like, we should just take the whole of Mexico. Like, it should just be
Yeah.
ours now.
Who stopped them?
They were called I think it was the Whig Party, but now I could be wrong. It was like the more traditionalist conservative side of the party. Like Abraham Lincoln was one of the big main guys that was like, no, we can fucking not take them. He was one of the main guys that was like, we shouldn't even go to war with these motherfuckers because it's like bad. Because like the whole way the Mexican-American War started, and it's kind of fucked up because it's really indicative of like who we are as a nation now. We went into their territory and just provoked them until they started shooting at us, and then we just fucked them up.
Yeah.
Because they fucked with Texas, so they weren't really fucking with us at that time.
That's our MO.
Yeah, I think that's just war.
Yeah.
There's like shady, fucked up stuff, and like we're the only people in history thus far to be like, we did some shady, fucked up stuff. Here it is. You know?
Yeah.
Does that make us
At
bad?
least we can
We're
admit
still
to it.
bad.
But we're apologizing.
Yeah, we'll apologize for it like 40 years later. And we're
Yeah.
like, sorry, we poisoned the water in St. Louis and made the kids gay and wherever. Sorry, the entire '60s rock scene was the CIA, but
Really?
more than likely.
Huh.
Look at all them guys. Jimi Hendrix, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but
The CIA, and then they killed him when he got his own ideas and got the taste for fame.
listen, man, I read half things on Instagram Reels, and then I let a weird, spooky little tone play in the background.
So why does all this have to do with you hating Mexicans when they hate Americans?
Oh, well, it's like, I just find it odd. It's not that I hate Mexicans for hating America. Whatever. Hate
you
what
hate
you want.
when Mexicans hate Americans.
It's just, it doesn't make sense for me, or for like the logic to not hate the Spanish even more, or the French, or anyone else. Because it's like,
Recency bias.
it is recency bias. But it's not even that much of a recency bias. Like, Spain was only out of Mexico for like,
Okay, but also imagine if
Mexico.
I beat your ass, but I lived in a different city, and so you didn't really see me that often. And a lot of different guys came, beat your ass, and then left. But then one guy beat your ass and moved in next door. And then every day you had to just look at this guy that beat your ass.
well,
Which one are you going to remember
The
more?
thing was, there was a guy that lived with you that beat your ass for fucking 50 years straight.
Yeah.
And you never really bitch about that guy. I never really hear it. And then the guy that moves in that kicked your ass once, and kicked your ass so bad that he could have just taken over your entire shit, but gave most of it back to you. He stole all the money out of your pockets, and then he took 40 out of your $100, even though he could have taken all 100 of it.
I'm a good person.
No, it's better than the other fucking dude that was like oppressing you for however long, you know,
Yeah, but again, it's
hundreds
like
of years.
he's gone now. He's out of your life. This other one's not out of your life.
And it is weird to think like the Mexicans in general, like just the race. It's not really like there's no like Mexican race, you know what I mean? Like especially there's also no like American race either, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where it's just like Germans have like a long lineage of people who live in the
Yeah.
the Alps of that region, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like they've been interbreeding with like the same, what, 20, however many families for however long. So they all kind of look alike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you get like these new places like America, Mexico, South America, like all these new lands that we found 200, 300 years ago, 400, whatever it was, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, 500 years ago. But there's no real race to them. You know what I mean? Because like one Mexican could be someone who has like legitimate pure Spanish fucking lineage back, what, only 100 years would be a stretch at the most? Like 150 years? A few generations? Like they could be legit Spanish from Spain. They just stayed over here. Or it could be some dude that's like completely 100% fucking Aztec. And then everything in between that is also Mexican. You know what I mean? Same thing with America. I mean, it's even more fucked up in America.
Yeah,
Not
mixing
fucked up.
pot.
It's just more like even more combinations.
So what's your take? Are you going?
I'm
you
just
should
saying it's a
not-
crazy thing to think
You don't
about.
like the intermingling of races?
No, it's just like a weird
Keep
thing
them
to
separate?
assign like a nationality on something the same way that it like is over in the old world as it is here. Because it's like it's not been like steeped in fucking like there's distinct geographic and like not philosophical but like there's distinct regions over there where it's like these people look like this here because they've been around each other for since the beginning of fucking time, so they all look like each other, right? Then you get here and it's just a commingling of like the people that used to live here with the people that came from over there with like fucking slaves that, you know what I mean? It's like it's just an amalgamation of like the old world here with some of the shit that was still here.
Yeah, because if you stayed back, things were going good for you. You didn't have to really move. But if you're gonna move, you're gonna move. So all
true.
those European people came to America. So
A
you
lot
had
of them came
all
here
of
like
that.
a lot of like the higher up people that come over here, like governors and shit, were like killing it over there. I heard about this Spanish dude the other day that
Yeah,
like
but the
fucked
extent
up.
to which you're talking about is like it's way more poor people came than rich.
Yeah. No,
Most of the
100%.
rich stayed back there.
But it's
and
not-
a lot of the rich that came here also just went back.
Some of them did, some of them didn't.
But if you take the minority of the rich that are going and then another chunk went back, the amount of like affluent people in the Americas.
Yeah, but then you could say like more rich people came later. Like I mean,
yeah, after it was established and whatnot. And then you're still mixing, but they're not traveling like that in Europe, you know? Like you're not being raised in your region and then moving to a different region still in Europe. You're coming here.
Well, I'm just gonna say the old world in general, and yes, they are. Look at like the colonization of like Africa and like all of like Indochina, like they did it too over there.
yeah, but they
that's
left.
why, like-
Didn't they leave?
Well, South Africa is still a fucking state.
True. They
you know?
really populated that
Australia
one.
is still around.
But that's Australia and not so much Australia, but South Africa was a massive trade route. Like
Yeah.
that was like the spot.
The Horn.
You had to, you
Cape
had to
Horn?
get the horn.
Is that what it's called?
Something. Like
Who
they
cares?
needed their people there more than anywhere else in Africa. So then obviously you're gonna establish a colony.
Yeah, I get
You're gonna
what
pick
you're
a
saying.
spot.
Yeah, but and they also wanted the resources that were over here. But I don't know where we're going with this, to be honest with you. But it's just wild to think about fucking the reason people look the way they do.
I do. Why do you hate when Mexican people hate Americans?
Well, it's like you can just as equally hate the fucking Spanish. And you never hear about that. You never hear Mexicans being like that fucking Spanish. You know what I mean?
I think you did. Yeah.
Then again, I don't go to southern Mexico that
Do you
much.
think the
so-
hate? Yeah, you think the hate's really that prevalent though? I mean, you still get away with quite a bit of stuff as an American. The worst thing that happens.
No, I just
mean,
like when
the
I
worst
talk
thing that
to
happens is you
Mexicans,
get
it's always
murdered.
like America, fucking America.
Do you think that's
Ah.
really like? I guess I'm not really tapped into the
I've lived
Mexican
here.
media stream,
I'm
but
not tapped into the Mexican media stream either. I do watch reels that have strictly Spanish on them, and I don't understand. But
you know they're like, "Hey, fuck America." I don't know why they're Middle Eastern, but
hey, it's fucking America.
it's fucking. We're from Brooklyn, but
Hey, it's fucking
we're Brooklyn
Mexicans.
Mexicans, and we live in Mexico City.
Can I
This is how
get
we
you a
talk.
slice of fucking
tortilla?
this bitch's?
With
I will say Mexicans are some of the hottest women though.
Yeah, they're fine, dude. And it's a cool. I don't know. It is super slummy though right now, dude. Like them to be upset. and
Mexico
then to
City
look
though, that's
over.
like we need to go there. Apparently, there's
Yeah.
a comedy scene in Mexico City.
Dude, Mexico City is the like
the
fourth,
biggest-
fifth largest city in the world.
It's the biggest in North America.
Yeah, it's bigger than New York.
Just think about it. There's shady shit going on there.
Oh my god, it's probably insane. What was I had something.
And just so we're being fair here, think about the shady shit going on in New York City too. But
Yeah, it's all. Oh. Landed in the airport, and then you like like when I landed in Cabo.
yeah, no, I get you.
Like we're driving to the place, and you go past this like slum village thing, like 10 minutes away from the airport.
You go past a town in Mexico.
Yeah, okay. and then you get to like the resorty section, and it's still not that fucking nice. And then I got told that later that we didn't even like see the city itself. Like the city itself is like not looking good, and it's where all the resort staff live, or they have these little tiny shitty bunkers right next to the super nice hotels.
That's what happens when you don't have a minimum wage, man.
Dude, we went to one of these fancy ass hotels.
Mm-hmm. What'd you do?
We got invited. The people that owned the Airbnb that we were staying at, his girlfriend is in a band, and she had a gig. They were having fun with us, and so like the third to last
like, hey,
day,
Fred, you're a comedian. Do you want to do some time?
oh, so they kept asking me. I was like, no.
Should have just done it. Fuck it.
I was like, I have 10 minutes, and there's no way. Maybe if I'm feeling, maybe I have 10 minutes, and then even then, there's no way that we're setting this up. And half the people don't speak the language that I'm going to be doing this in, because they wanted me to do it at the beach that they have, and they have this little stage thing, pretty cool. Baja
could have been
Stations,
like,
check it out.
Mi es poquito.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking of doing the Tim Dillon in Spanish thing and trying to do that really hard, but he knew more words than I do.
Yeah, he's
Even
kind of the
then,
man, though.
He's sort of the man.
He put on Nick Hartley.
He did.
Nick Hartley wished me
No,
happy
he opened
birthday.
for Nick Hartley.
Yeah, he did open for Nick Hartley.
Yeah. Oh, but we went to this hotel and we saw that, but the hotel itself was so nice, and she was singing, but we got all super drunk. We drove this dirt road, and we all got blasted beforehand, and then my uncle's driving the car, and we pull up, like we're in half a mile, and we had this big handle of tequila or vodka, and we're all taking swigs, and then we're half a mile in, and my uncle's like, all right, pass that fucker up here, we're getting there. And then he started just taking pulls of this vodka, like
Your dad's
driving
brother,
this fucking
right?
yeah,
Uh-huh, okay.
my dad's brother. We
The
had
apple
some
doesn't
good talks.
fall
We had some
far
good
from the
talks
tree.
about how he's definitely an alcoholic, but if he drinks between 8:30 and 10:30, it's perfect, because he knows once he gets started, he's going and he can't stop. But if bedtime is 10:30, he has to stop. And then my cousin was like, then what happened that one time you texted or you commented under a girl that I was having sex with Instagram? And he was like, oh, I stayed up way past 10:30 on that night.
What did he comment?
This poor girl posted a picture of herself in a sweater, and he said, nice sweater gloves, or some type of like shitty, like your tits are big. And then he was like trying to explain himself. I wish I knew what he said. He was trying to explain himself, and then
See, I'm the type of guy that would have been there and been like, hell yeah, dude, were her tits big? Nice.
no, it's crazy. He's a wild gentleman.
I wish I would have got to go, man, but no one fucking invited me.
You can come.
It was
next
my birthday.
One. Next one, yeah, next one. You can have
All
birthday
your
trip
family
in
followed
Mexico.
me.
I know they did. I put them on. I said,
Yeah.
guys, you have to do that.
This guy's the man.
I didn't say it like that, but I said,
should've.
guys, be nice. They were like, he's not as funny as you, Fred. And I was like, you're right.
Was
but
that?
Maybe it was your car. Are you getting broken into? Go check right now.
What's that sound?
Somebody starting a car.
I don't think so.
Oh, no, but we went to this hotel. We went to the fancy hotel. And we were super drunk. My uncle, everybody was fucked up. And we explored the whole hotel. And there was apparently a wedding going on, like, while we were there. And so we went upstairs to this pool area, got kicked out of a wedding. And as they're kicking us out of this wedding, they open this door to a stairwell that's, like, kind of hidden. And they say, get out of here. You have to leave.
Yeah.
And we all get inside. And then there's they close the door. Nobody follows us to make sure we leave. And they have the door to the roof, like the hatch open. And so we all climbed up to the top of the roof, and my brother took a piss over the wedding. Like, you could still see the wedding party. So my brother was just pissing over the wedding.
Nice.
And then we went back down.
Who gets married in Mexico?
Taryn's friend.
It's kind of tacky.
Yeah. And the hotel smelled like shit. It was also right next to a shit factory.
It's just there making shit?
Yeah, just no. Well, no. But like, where they sterilize the shit.
Okay.
But it's like 15 blocks from
They
the
have
hotel.
those in Mexico?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's right. If you drive over this bridge and you just see this big fucking plant of like,
Shit.
yeah, shit. Like, and it's just, there's a story thing.
Welcome to Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. It's disgusting.
Thanks
dude.
for flying Air
It stinks
Canada
so
to
bad.
Mexico.
But then you get in the hotel and there's like AC. It's the first time I experienced AC in like 7 days. And I was like, oh, this is wonderful.
What?
My brother jumped in. My brother got so drunk, he jumped into the harbor naked. Maybe like within eye shot of the entire hotel. Like people that were at the concert could have seen my brother jump into the harbor naked. And he did twice. 'Cause he
And
got
that's
so
the
drunk and
autistic
hot.
one, right?
My brother?
Uh-huh.
I don't think he's autistic. He's just like
Well, didn't
number
he like...
savant. And he can't spell good.
Awesome.
He's not autistic, dude. He's just really good with numbers. Shut up.
I
dude.
can't... I'm not good with numbers and I can't spell good. Does that make me autistic?
No, that makes you retarded.
That
There's a difference. Um,
pisses me off.
And Dr. Phil, the real Dr. Phil, his sons borrowed his dad's yacht. And so I saw his yacht.
What?
And I wanted to go in it. Yeah. It's like the Bad Love 5 or something. Gay ass name. I remember it being a gay ass name. I should have remembered it.
Bad Love 5.
Yeah. Bad Romance. It's the Bad Romance 5.
Caught up in a bad romance.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that dumb for Dr. Phil?
That's kind of like what he made his
True.
millions off of.
But even for Dr. A little on the nose, buddy.
Caught in a bad romance. You need a haircut, you little fucking freak. Get one before the show or you're not going on.
No, dude. I'm keeping the stash and the hair for the show.
I want you to get a buzz cut and shave your face.
Yeah, you just want me to be... You want me to be something I'm not. And what I am is a cool surfer bro. I learned that over the 10 days I was in Mexico. I was like, wow.
You're a cool surfer,
I need to be by a beach. That's just me. It gives me so much energy.
Well, you better make some good money or live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah,
Those are your two
volunteer.
options.
You can volunteer at the lodge we stayed at. You can the lodge. I stayed in a converted
And
van.
you could get a little Mexican wife.
And I could get a little Mexican wife, and I could make zero money, but I
And
could
you could live in
volunteer
that
and live
shitty
for
place
free.
that you saw on the way going in.
Oh my god, dude, they were so, and they were still building more. And I was like, who's asking for more of these?
Well, people are just fucking, dude.
Oh, it's true, yeah.
People just be fucking. But it is funny to continuously build shitty buildings.
Yeah.
Just be like, fuck it. Who cares? Let's not even try on this one.
It's just
You think
all
like the main
cement.
buildings, like the ones like downtown, are like half decent, and then like it gets like slowly shittier as you go out.
No, I think it's all shit.
Well, like
If it's not the
at least
resort,
for Puerto
it's-
Penasco and the city itself, like downtown, it was like there was like parks and there was like all this shit, and it like looked like kind of like American storefronts and shit. And then like the slower you got out, it was like, oh, this is just like
Yeah.
we're mixing together mud and calling it a house today. You know what I
Cabo's
mean?
not as big, I think, as Porto.
Really?
I think it's way more resorty.
Puerto, you spent a week in Mexico. Don't fucking put a Mexican
Hey, man,
accent on it.
I got a
please.
freaking. I got told that I could be Mexican
That doesn't mean
by
you,
the Mexicans. They were like,
why don't you learn Spanish
"Oh,
then?
because I know Japanese, and I just don't think there's room in my brain for another language.
There
I know
is.
Japanese and Hebrew.
I bet you I could
A
learn
little bit.
Spanish.
Bet.
I bet you I
We'll
could.
do
How long?
updates. How long do you have, or how much do you
How
need
long
to
do you
know?
give me? And how much do I need to know? This is good. Those are two good things.
Okay, so I feel like we give it 6 months. You have 6 months because that's like you should be able to know a decent amount at that point.
Mhm.
And then
I have no
be
job.
very conversational.
I'll just go hang out with Mexicans.
Dude, that would be great. Honestly, how many stories do you get out of that?
And then he was like, which basically means you dumb retard bitch in Spanish.
No, that you should have said punta in there somewhere. I know that's that word.
Punta?
Punta.
That's how you say it. I'm white, and I know it's puta.
What?
It's puta.
Get the fuck out of here. Not punta?
No.
Oh, well.
It took a while to get up there to Alaska.
They weren't saying it. The Mexicans I was next to were very nice, and they actually never said it in front of me, so
Should have made him.
I should have made them. I should have been like, tell me a bad word.
Imagine if you were just hitting that Mexican girl from behind.
Dude,
just
I
hitting
was
her in the-
picturing. I didn't jerk off for 10 days. I pictured it a lot after I saw her face. I just wake up.
You're sick.
Jesus
Nah, I know
Christ.
better than you, to be honest, dude.
But I was impressed
if
with
I
myself
see
for not
if I see
jerking
a
off
woman
and I
out in
didn't smoke
public,
weed.
I'm just like immediately first thought in my brain.
Yeah. I don't know what it is either. It's bad. I'm not, well, I can control it. I didn't do it. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but
Talked
like,
about our lives under the stars. That's how we did.
what did you say? You're like, I just don't really know. It's like hard to write nowadays, and like
Oh, dude,
I kind of have writer's block.
Dude, no, I felt so gay talking about it at all. I kept trying to move on, and she's like, "No, you're really funny," and I'm like, "No, you don't know that." And she's like, "No, I know you make me laugh," and I was like, "Fuck, dude," and then I would like switch up.
I'm actually a comedian.
No. She already knew because one
What
of
are
the
we
ladies
at?
found my Instagram. 104.
I want to take a break and get another beer, but you're gonna be like, yeah, we have to
Yeah,
go to bed.
we got an hour.
Here's just
got
sustained for
an
the
hour.
next sustained. Well, we have to cut like 10 minutes of that because of the whole what
okay.
was it? Black abortions or something like
All
that.
right. I
Just
think-
remember to cut that
yeah.
too. Let me grab a beer real quick here. You
All right. Well,
how
we
was
finally talk about Mexico.
Start talking about the spearfishing thing.
Oh yeah, I went spearfishing, which was pretty sick. So like one of the days we needed to take a break, and hey, this has been a Sleep on a Forklift. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. The camera actually died. You know that if you're watching, if you're just listening, which there are a couple, that's cool.
Yeah.
Keep doing that. Keep listening, Jacob. If you listened, shout out to you.
Let's get a beer.
Yeah, let's get a beer.